In this video, I'm going to teach you the most up-to-date AEO strategies so you can immediately go on and implement this for a GoHighLevel website, a WordPress website, a Wix website, really any website builder for that matter, these strategies will work with. This will help you rank #1 on Google and help you get ranked in the new AI database so you can get all of the easy traffic that is just up for grabs if you're willing to put in the work. And guys, this is like when the internet first got started. It's so easy to rank online. Let me show you how. So the first thing I want to do, in case you don't know, is just explain to you what AEO even is, because a lot of people are very confused. So AEO stands for Answer Engine Optimization, or AI SEO. And it is taking over traditional SEO by a lot, and it is the future. So this is like not something you can opt out of. You actually have to learn this if you want to be online. So as you see right here, this is a prime example of AEO. You're getting an answer as opposed to a search. So back in the day, people would search and they would come in and they would find what they wanted, but now it cuts out all the time and it will just give them exactly what they're looking for, which saves them a ton of time, okay, and actually gives them the right answer, because a lot of the time the searches give inaccurate stuff. But it goes a step further. Okay, it's not just that it's on Google, it's on all AI search engines. This is what people don't understand. It's on ChatGPT, it's on Gemini, it's on Grok, it's on Claude, it's on all of them. They also source information. I had people come to my hair salon that said that they found my hair salon through ChatGPT, which is crazy to me. It wasn't the traditional, oh, I went on Google, AI gave it to them. So if you come in here and you go, best plumbing company in Winchester, Virginia, look what happens. It's giving me a map. It's giving me options. It's picking the top rated, the best of the best, and it's serving them to me. Guys, this is crazy. Do you see this? Like, this is a future. So many people are now using this as their search engine. And the same thing with Google. It's just coming up in the AI overview and people are using that instead of actually looking. So here's the catch, okay? This is why you're watching this video. I'm going to show you one of the best ways, at least now at the beginning of this video, to get ranked up here, okay? And ranked on ChatGPT and ranked in all these places. I'm showing you how to pop up, because look, these people popped up, but there's a lot of other people that were in this area that didn't pop up. So why did they pop up? Well, is because according to the AI, they were the best optimized, okay, for AEO, whether they knew it or not. But there are ways that I'm going to show you to get in here. And this is so important because this is the future. This isn't something that's a fad. This is the future, okay? So you want to make sure you double down on this. So another big step in understanding AEO is understanding the way it works. So traditional search engines, people would get on Google, they would search, they would look around, and they would find said answer. Now what's happening is people are searching on Gemini, which is the Google AI overview, which you just saw, Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, or any other search engine, and it's feeding them the answer they want. But here's the catch. These AI platforms are pulling their info from Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, also known as X, TikTok, Facebook, and so much more. It is pulling this info from somewhere. It's not just a magical thing. It pulls from a database of knowledge. That is why this is very similar to SEO. It's just an upgraded form of SEO. And the goal here is to optimize your website or your client's website so that when they search in here, it pops up. Again, guys, it's like when the internet first started. It's free traffic. It is crazy. So again, just in case you don't believe me how powerful this is, this was in 2023 to 2024, not even the current year. This is an article from Ahrefs showing some of these big SaaS companies, the drop in traffic. Look at the drop in traffic. It's like a 99% drop for a lot of them. I mean, it's huge. And this is just like across the board, this is happening. And this was when people just had SEO. They didn't actually have AEO implemented. Their traffic dropped because, again, they weren't popping up here. And if people can just read this, they're not going to scroll down to read that. Same thing for local businesses. 65% of small businesses saw their traffic drop over 30%. This was in 2024, guys. 2025 is way more intense. So again, you have to learn this. This isn't something you can just opt out of. That's why I'm going over this first part so intensely, is you have to understand this, that AEO is here to stay. But more importantly, it's like one of the biggest cheat codes because so few people know how to do it because it's new and it's going to keep evolving. So now that you understand this, let's go into how to do AEO for your clients and for yourself. So this video is going to be broken down into two parts, okay? Number one is going to be content. So it's what we're going to do to your web page, is the content put on to rank, okay? Number two is going to be the off-page AEO that is going to help boost the website. So it's very similar to SEO. It's just a upgraded version. So first up, we're going to focus on content, okay? And there's 4 pieces that we're going to go through. The first one is just going to be optimizing your website. This is a clean layout, especially on mobile, and optimized for speed. Let me walk you through it. So you're going to go to your website builder. In this video, I'm using GoHighLevel because I love GoHighLevel. I'm the GoHighLevel wizard. I'm a fanatic of it. All my videos are on GoHighLevel. This can work though on any website builder. Just know AEO is not something you just do on high level, though it is easier on high level. You can do it anywhere. So just remember, these principles I'm showing you apply to any website builder. You just do the same thing in a different place. So you're going to come into whatever website builder, and then you're going to go to the page you want. So I just pull up this about page, and I'm just going to walk you through a couple things on making this sleeker, mobilely optimized, and faster. So the first really important thing is mobile optimization. If you do not believe me, this is global traffic in January 2025. 62% of all global web traffic was on mobile. Here's the thing though, this is global. In America, it's more like 80 to 90%. Why? Because the revenue per person and all that stuff is way more. So they actually have way more phones than the rest of the world. Like America has the most of this. So it's actually way more in America, which is where a lot of your clients are. So you have to understand that this is even more than just global, which even with global, it's insane. So mobile optimization is so important. So tips for mobile optimization, you just want it to be as clean and as simple as possible. Take anything out if it is complicated. That's why when I see people building websites and they're adding all this stuff and these complex CSS graphics and stuff, it's only for web. For mobile, it looks terrible. So you want everything to be perfectly sized. So for this, you could even make this just a tad smaller because again, when you're scrolling, you want this to be like way more compact. Again, I recommend you don't just look in here, you pull out a phone to double check when you're done, but you don't want any spaces like this or anything like that. You want to kind of reduce this as much as you can. So we would go like this. And again, you want to make sure that you're doing this all through like the phone part. You're not accidentally doing it for both. And what's going to happen, guys, is a lot of websites will come already optimized, or they're called responsive. But here's the thing, oftentimes you do stuff on desktop, it will tweak and mess up what it looks like on mobile. So you always want to double check. Oftentimes there will be problems. So you always want to double check and just go through and make sure everything looks properly optimized. You don't want stuff to the side. People scroll like this, center on down. You want to make sure everything is perfectly scrollable, optimized, and it's not too big or too small. So mobile optimization, huge. You want to go through and make sure that it has that clean look. Second really important part is speed. So the way you get websites faster, okay, is obviously if you have a really good server that they're on. But a lot of the time it comes down to making sure your images aren't too heavy and you have a cleaner layout and not a ton of files on your page. But here's the thing, there are other things you can do to speed this up. So on high level, I recommend to every image you come in and you make sure that optimize image load is on. This will help speed it up. Now, high level doesn't have speed plugins, but for WordPress, Wix, and a lot of the other people, you can use speed plugins. These are especially popular. They can use caching plugins, speed plugins. You can just go to the plugin store, get them for free. They will help speed up your website. So what you can do too, if you're concerned about your speed, if you've done stuff with speed plugins, you can come to any sort of speed website. They're all around and you can just paste your URL in just like this and analyze. And what this is going to do is this is going to run an analysis on your computer to see if it's fast enough. Now you can do this anywhere. You don't have to do this, but this is a good thing to do to make sure that your website is running really fast. Because again, if someone gets on a website and it's just loading, they will leave immediately. Most of the time, especially at high level, the websites are relatively fast. You shouldn't have to worry about this. But just know if you get on and your website's loading slowly, this is something you definitely want to fix because this is a big part of having it be clean and optimized. The last part on this is just making sure that you have a basic general aesthetic layout. That means not a ton of special effects. People think that to make it look good, you have to make it look like it's a spaceship. Just make it simple, straightforward, easy on the eyes, which usually is less. Quick recap on step number one, make sure your website is mobily optimized, make sure it is speed optimized, and then make sure your layout is just clean. Simple as that. So now that we've done number one, we now need to move on to number two, which is create questions/statements. And these are 5 long tail questions. Now we're really getting into the AEO part and how this differs from SEO. Because I know a lot of people with SEO, they have the different sort of blog, put a lot of content in. This is different, okay? So let's create this so you can understand just how this process works. So the first thing I just want to say really quickly is the difference between long tail and short tail keywords. Long tail keywords are very specific phrases with a bunch of stuff that are just very narrow. Short tail is, let's say, very vague. So example, long tail would be the best hair salon in Purcellville, Virginia for balayages. It's like so narrow. Vague would be the best hair salon in Virginia. It's just so wide that it doesn't quite hit. The reason you need to be very targeted is, remember, these are answer engines, not search engines. It's not to try to load it with keywords they understand. It's trying to answer a specific question so the user can go, that's what I want. That's why the long tail is so important. AI has to know exactly what it is and to get that granular so they can find the exact thing that they're searching for. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do 2 of these. I recommend 5 to 7, but I'm just going to show you how to do it so you can do it. You're going to want 5 to 7 on your page. So the first one, which will be in H1, okay? You're not going to have H. So the first one we're going to do is we're just going to do best woman's hair cuts in Purcellville, Virginia. So it's very, very specific and is dialed into one specific thing. You're going to want to do this, okay, 7 times for your page. This is how you're going to lay out your pages. You're going to make it be answering these questions. Now, you don't want it super robotic. This is the other important part that I got to talk about. You don't want this like best haircuts in Purcellville for women, but these are actually the best haircuts for, just like going on, just smashing keywords. Don't do that. We want this to be more fluent and actually make sense. Okay, so what I want to say is the first one on your page will be your H1. Still, a lot of SEO strategies apply. They cross over, so make sure you understand that. So this first one will be in H1. All the rest will be H2s, just to let you know, but you want that first one to be in H1. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do shampoo, okay, treatments for women over 40 in Purcellville, Virginia. Okay, let's make sure we got that right. Okay. And boom, that's like pretty narrow. So we're going to make sure this is in H2. It is. Okay. So you want to go through and you want to make sure that you do this down across your page. This is just a test page I'm using, but make sure you have 5 to 7. If you need to pause the video and lay these out or do this later, please come back because this is really important. Each of your pages will be listed with that. That's how we basically go through it. It's 5 to 7 questions or statements that we're going to answer in a second. But first, you want to make sure you lay them out so we have them set. Again, I just want to reiterate, this is so important. Please make it seem organic, okay? The questions and statements can be more broad, like best woman's haircuts in Purcellville, Virginia. That's fine for a long tail, but you just don't want to make this be so spammy that it's like, okay, no one's going to ask that. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind because some people, they just jam as many keywords in. It looks AI written. That's another thing too. In order to work well in AEO, you don't want to just have generic AI content. You want to have it be more original. So now that we've gotten step number 2 done, we've put 5 to 7 statements or questions on our page to rank. We now move on to number 3, which is answering these questions that we laid out, okay, with 1 to 2 sentences plus optimizing for voice search, which is when people go, hey, Siri, can you find me, blah, blah, blah. It's a voice search. And this is how we're going to optimize, guys. Such a hack. So now we just answer the question we've laid out above in all of your questions with 1 to 2 sentences, not paragraphs. This is what a lot of people do. They try to keyword stuff. Don't do that. Make it shorter and simpler and just make it concise. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right in here. Okay, first, make this anything but an H1, neither an H2. Plain H5 would be better, paragraph font. And what we're going to do is we're going to simply answer this question in about 2 sentences. Another thing before we go into writing this that I want to let you know is it's best not to have ChatGPT just generate random stuff. I recommend, if you're going to do that, to switch it up just slightly, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this right now so it makes sense, but we're going to come to ChatGPT, okay, and we're going to put this in and we're going to get something very good. So I need this AEO question answered on my website in 2 sentences. Make like a human. So what I would recommend too is tweaking what you have after or giving it more input. Like, hey, we offer this service, this service, because it might be like balayage, washing hair, all these other microservices in there to make it make more sense. But we're going to use ChatGPT to leverage this. This is fine. See, this is pretty good, but I might make it even more personal. Okay. Say we also give free shampoos after. You want to make it like very personal to you, not just like more generic, like we leave you feeling confident and your best self glowing. Like that stuff is cool, but it's like, it's so generic. I want to make it a little more dialed in. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back. Okay. We're going to come right in here and we're going to paste, okay, said copy right in here. Now, again, you don't want this super long. And remember, make this like an H5 or H whatever. Don't make it an H1, make it paragraph text. But the goal here is we just answered this exact question, okay, right here. Now, I would recommend you take more time. For the sake of this video, I'm going faster, but go through and make sure that your 7 long tail questions that you answered, remember we talked about this earlier, just make sure that you go in and you answer them in as simple and as straightforward as possible, okay? And then you wanna make sure you do the same for this one right here and all of the ones you have. I'm just doing 2 for the sake of the video, but you wanna make sure you add that in. So another tip, if you just wanna be more like organized about this, write them all down, make them perfect, and then plug them in ChatGPT, and then tweak after. Again, you want human written content for the most part. You don't want to like start tweaking stuff and making it look bad. You don't want to do that. You want to make it more natural. So we're going to come back and we're going to come right in here and we're going to paste what we have. So boom, we now are answering what we have in very short form. Again, what a lot of people did in the SEO world is they jam as much stuff as possible. You don't want that. Google knows they just want an answer to the question. This is AEO, guys. This is the future. And then from there, you just want to make sure you do this for all the questions that you put on the page. You go through and you do each one step by step. The last thing is if you want to optimize this for voice search, you want to keep your answers to under 30 words, and you want to use local queries. So like haircuts in Purcellville, Virginia. Because when people search, they go, hey, what's near me? Want to have that proximity so when they search, it gives them the exact answer. Nothing super generic and vague and broad. We want narrow. The whole point of AEO is we're answering questions on the search engine. So when people are on ChatGPT, Claude, Google's, Gemini, wherever, when they search, it goes, okay, we went on Zoe's website and we see that the best women's haircuts are actually in Purcellville, Virginia. And right here, it says they give free shampoo. But that way it gets super narrow. If you use the local queries and you keep it under 30 words, you are now also optimized for voice search, which is huge. So make sure you go through, if you want to be optimized for voice search, you go through all of your questions and you do this and you make sure they're all perfect and then their answers are also perfect. So now that we have 1, 2, and 3 done, we now move on to one of the most important parts, which is the schema markup, which we can use AI to generate the proper markup. Now this part is very important because this is a big part of AEO and understanding what's on the web page. So I'm going to show you how to use AI to do this for you, leverage the work so you can be like a pro coder in seconds. Let me show you how. So in case you don't know what schema is, it is code that helps your website be crawled by the Google bots much more easily. It's the back end system. They can go, okay, this is what it's about. Amateurs don't know how to do this. Like the more advanced people do. With AI, it's so much easier. So if you do not know what this means, because you'll see this all the time, LD, this is JavaScript object notation, okay, for linked data. That is what that stands for. You don't really need to know what that means because it's just JavaScript, which is code, but I'm going to show you how to generate this very, very easily. So I've taken out all the work for you and I made this so simple because I'm the GoHighLevel Wizard and I love you and I just want to make your life easier. I've laid out the different kinds of schema for your pages. So most of the time you have to search and figure out what to do, but there's really a couple different kinds. So there's local business, contact page, about page, service pages, Q/blog pages. So this will really be your home page, but what I can do, and again, because I'm going to walk you through how to set the schema up, but if you guys want this to copy and paste, just let me know in the comments right down below, drop them, and I'll give it to you guys just to make your life easier so you can copy and paste. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to fill these out, then we're going to have AI convert it into code. Okay, this helps so much in ranking your website. So let me show you how. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the service page one, which is the demo I was doing on a service page. And I'm going to walk you through this exact one here. So what you're going to want to do, again, I'll drop it in the comments if you guys need this, but you're going to want to get the service name for your business, a short description of your business, your pricing, and your service area location for your business. And then we're going to convert it to code. So make sure you do this. So now that we've finished the first part of this entire process, we now need to move on to step number 2 and the final part, which is off-page AEO. And this is so critical that you do this. And it's similar to traditional local SEO, but it's also way different and there's emphasis on different things. So first up, we're just going to be going over Google Business Profile Optimization, reviews, and citations, and why reviews more than ever are critical. Let's jump right in. So the first thing you want to do on your Google Business Profile, if you don't have one of these, get one of these, is you just want to make sure it reflects the website. Has the same keywords, the same verbiage. It has to be a mirror of the website. Too many people, their website's way different. Different numbers, different text. Make sure all of your info is up to date. Everything. Double check. I see a lot of people like, yeah, it's up to date, and their hours are wrong. Make sure it's all up to date, and make sure you're putting out posts weekly. They have a feature, okay, where you can actually create posts. These basically go out and pop all over the internet and they tell, okay, AI and the search engines, they go, hey, look, this just popped up with kids' haircuts right here in Purcellville, Virginia. Check this out. And it keeps it and brings it into factor when it is bringing up the AI search. And this is big for ChatGPT and all these other things. This is one of the ways you get into the AI algorithm is by having this. So make sure it mirrors and you have posts out and it's reflecting it. Also for posts, guys, if you literally are struggling with that, GoHighLevel has an amazing planner that you can use. Come in and just schedule your posts very simply. You can have all of your work done and dusted, rank the GMB while it's hands off. So that's another amazing thing that they have. Now, the most important part is reviews. In a world of AI, where everything is generated, no one knows what's reviews are the last bastion of hope when it comes to real things. And Google is so advanced. They're so advanced in knowing where the reviews come from. They know the IP address of who left the review. This is something you can't fake. You can AEO optimize your website all day long. You can come in here, you can put all of the posts you want, you can do all of these things. Anyone can do them, but not anyone can have tons of 5-star quality Google reviews. It is the one thing you can't fake. And it is becoming more important because AI can spin out all this content. We don't know what's real. This is. So just remember, in the future, reviews are the most important thing possible. And I actually want to show you, because this is part of reputation management. I built out this amazing automation. This is an entire power-packed reputation management automation setup that you can take any of your clients, okay, any of your clients, whatever platform, plug them in, and it will come in and it will get reviews on autopilot. So you can go hands off. They will pay you every single month for reputation management. You're doing zero work once you have it set up, and it's building the reviews and ranking them #1 on Google, which is a huge part of AEO. So make sure you do that because it's critical. So again, guys, reviews. I could talk about this all day, but they're actually getting more important. So I know I already tweak when it comes to reviews, but they're like so much more important than ever. And you want to have them automated. You don't want to have to continually send out blasts going, I need this, I need that, and working full time. You want to automate them so you can get paid and get all of your time back. That's how we do this, guys. The point of marketing is to work smarter, not harder. The last step in this process is citations. Okay, so these basically go around the internet. We can find them right here. Yelp has citations. They're all across the internet. And what these do is they're little mini websites with your name, address, phone number, and basic key info that help boost your website. If you don't learn AEO now, your clients' websites and your website will fall so far behind on the search rankings, you could potentially get zero traffic. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or confused at all on this, please drop a comment down below. I'll answer it very quickly. If you are interested in learning more about this process and learning more about AEO and high level and all this stuff and really growing, I have a free partnership offer. I'm going to link the video at the end of this video. I highly recommend you watch it because it's going to go in depth, okay, in depth on my private community, which is free if you use high level, and so much more. It's a free partnership that will blow you away. It really is good if you're in this space and you're trying to learn high level, you're trying to learn AEO, and you're trying to learn these SaaS and AI secrets. It is the place to be. It's the best AI community I have seen yet to date. So please check it out. It'll pop up at the end of this video. So guys, again, if you have any questions at all, drop a comment down below. And I look forward to seeing you in the partnership video.